Alright, YouTube, we're back, of course, talking some Final Fantasy IX. We are talking the remake again. I know, everybody's favorite subject. Now, what we have here is pretty interesting, though. It's not, rumor, leak, whatever type shit. It's actually the recent cover of the weekly Famitsu coming out, and it's actually Final Fantasy IX on that cover, but what's on the cover of the magazine looks a lot like something from in-game. Shout out to the GOAT Genki, as always. Dropped this tweet just a little bit ago. It said, Final Fantasy IX 25th Anniversary Famitsu cover. And again, if we just pull this up, it looks like something straight out of a video game, a potential remake of FF9. We've had art here recently to celebrate the 25th anniversary for FF9, but it looks nothing like this. This looks very like digital, right? The other stuff that we have looks like actual art that's like hand-drawn, essentially. And just throwing them side by side really quickly, again, they just don't really look the same. It's possible, of course, that this is just done simply for the cover of Famitsu, but it just definitely looks like a video game to me, right? Also, Zidane's face looks super derpy, which is something we've seen before with, remakes or remasters of games. I think of like Final Fantasy X, for example. Also, when it comes to the cover, I think I know when and where that potentially is in FF9. There's only one moment I can think of immediately, where it's just Vivi and Zidane hanging out together on the edge of a building or something, potentially, at nighttime, and that's in Medain Sari, which is where Vivi and Zidane have a tinkle together, which is one of the funniest moments in the game, for sure. And a game that's full of a lot of funny moments. And it's also super relatable. It's definitely something I've done in my life. It does bring up some questions, though, because that means Vivi has his own little Vivi. Do all black mages have the ability to pee? Can he go poop as well? What else can they do, right? We know that Vivi has kids at the end of FF9, so I don't know. Maybe it's just him because he's special. Anyways, back to the cover art. It's pretty reminiscent of the Memorial Project, which is actually something we've heard before from insiders, specifically Midori, I believe it was, who said that at the time back then, that the remake for FF9 was somewhere in between the Memorial Project and I think like Trials of Mon or something like that. I believe this might be the most recent info we had from him whenever he switched over to the Ryan from the Bronx account, but he had said that it looked similar to the Memorial Project almost a year ago. And I actually put them side by side. The Vivi on the cover actually, in my opinion, looks better. Like, it's not as smooth. There's more detail to like the clothing and shit. It looks a little more realistic. But I just want to point out that they are kind of comparable, which is something we've heard in the past. Whether or not the cover of the magazine that we're seeing is from an actual 9 remake or something that's just done for the cover of the magazine remains to be seen. Again, to me, it looks very much like a video game thing. Something you'd pull from the video game, a screenshot or something. Admittedly, it is kind of a weird choice, though. If that's the moment they're pulling from, it's a good moment overall, I would say, for like the characters of Zidane and Vivi, right? Especially for Vivi, because he needs that in that moment. He's obviously having an existential crisis. It's a weird thing to choose, though, to like promote FF9 or celebrate the 25th anniversary. Maybe they're doing it because it's such an iconic, like, funny moment from the game, and I guess that makes some sense. If this is the style of the 9 remake, assuming that it is real, I think overall it looks pretty damn good. Zidane's face is a little bit weird, but really if you go back to FF9 original, a lot of faces are weird, especially Zidane's at certain times, and Steiner's as well. Beatrix, of course, looks great in every scene, if you know what I'm saying. Genki also gave us some info for the magazine itself. It said the issue will have an 18-page feature on FF9 interviews with staff, including character designer Toshiyuki Idahana and composer Nobuo Uematsu. It will also come with an art card of the cover art. You order it from Amazon Japan. So that's kind of it for the video, my dudes. Kind of an impromptu video here. Pass off to you guys. What are your thoughts? With the cover art that we have for this upcoming Famitsu, tell me what you think. I know people are kind of indifferent, kind of souring on the prospect of there being a 9 remake because there's been nothing so far officially. But that cover art to me screams like in-game screenshot, right? It doesn't just look like something you would do simply just to celebrate the 25th anniversary, but that's me holding on to the copium and the hopium, right? I'm keeping that alive, at least for the rest of the year. We have another upcoming anniversary in November. The whole year itself is the 25th anniversary, so if it exists, they technically still have quite a while to reveal it, so let's see. Anyways, that's the video. Subscribe to channel if you guys are new, social networks in the description below. Follow me on Twitter, @DavidYT. That's it. Bye.
Used to care what people thought, but now I care more, and nobody out here's got it figured out. So therefore, I've lost all hope of a happy ending, depending on whether or not it's worth it. So insecure, no one's perfect. We spend it with no shame. We blow that like Coltrane. We in here like Logain, or leave it like Cobain.